Have you ever noticed how, as we get older, the smallest things can start feeling a little more risky than they used to? A loose rug, a change in the flooring, even stepping off a curb. It's not about being weak, it's about being aware. The truth is, for many folks over 60, one unexpected fall can lead to more than just a bruise. It can mean weeks of recovery, loss of independence, or even a complete change in how you live day to day. But here's something most people don't talk about. Not all falls happen by accident. A lot of them can actually be avoided just by changing the way you walk. We're going to talk about 6 walking habits that physical therapists and aging experts recommend for staying balanced, steady, and independent. These habits don't take a lot of strength. They don't require special shoes. You don't even need to go outside to try them. There are things you can start doing right now, right where you are. Before we start, I'd love to know where you're watching from today. Just drop your state or city in the comments below. And if you have any natural health tips of your own, feel free to share those too. Someone else might really benefit from hearing what's worked for you. Step 1. Head position awareness. Let's start with something so simple. Most people don't even realize it's affecting them where your head is when you walk. You see, your head isn't just sitting up there doing nothing. It actually plays a big role in how your whole body balances itself. Think of it like a steering wheel. Wherever your head goes, your shoulders, spine, and hips tend to follow. And if your head is always tilted downward, your posture starts to collapse without you noticing. Now, a lot of older folks look down while walking because it feels safer. You want to see where you're stepping. That makes sense. But when you keep your head down too much, your upper body starts leaning forward, your shoulders hunch up, and your back rounds. That kind of posture shifts your center of gravity forward, making your steps less steady. It also limits how far ahead you can see. So, you're more likely to miss something in your path. Ironically, trying to be cautious by always looking down can make you more likely to fall. So, what should you do instead? There's a simple trick therapists recommend called the 20 of 80 rule. That means you keep your head up and eyes looking forward 80% of the time, and glance down with your eyes only about 20% of the time. Just enough to stay aware of your steps. When you're walking, try to look 10 to 15 feet ahead, not at your feet, but ahead of you. This helps your posture stay upright, keeps your body in better alignment, and improves your overall balance. So, if you've ever found yourself staring at the floor when you walk, especially around the house or on familiar paths, try shifting your gaze up. Let your eyes lead you, not your fear. A small change like this can make a big difference in how steady and confident you feel with every step. Step 2. Arm swing rhythm. Now, let's talk about your arms. Yes, your arms. Most people think walking is all about your legs, but your arms are one of your body's secret tools for staying balanced. They act like natural stabilizers. Every time your right leg moves forward, your left arm should swing forward too, and vice versa. It's a rhythm your body learned a long time ago, probably without you even thinking about it. But here's what happens. As we get older, that rhythm starts to fade. Sometimes it's arthritis in the shoulders that makes you move less. Sometimes it's because you're always carrying something in one hand, like a cane, a bag, or even just keeping your hand in your pocket. But one of the biggest reasons older adults stop swinging their arms, fear. When we're nervous about falling, our body stiffens up. We clench, and we start walking like we're bracing for something to go wrong. The problem is that stiffness actually throws your balance off more. The solution is simpler than you think. Just become aware of your arms again. As you walk, let your elbows stay soft, not stiff or locked. Let your arms swing gently and naturally, even if just a little. You're not trying to power walk or do anything dramatic. Just keep a small, easy rhythm. If one arm is weaker than the other due to injury or stiffness, focus on the side that moves well. Even a single swinging arm is better than none. Some people find it helpful to count their steps along with their arm swings. That way you can tell if your rhythm is balanced. Others do a little march-in-place practice near a kitchen counter just to loosen up before a walk. Step 3. Heel-toe landing. Let's talk about your feet. Not just where you step, but how you step. One of the most common changes that happens as we age is the way our foot hits the ground. You may not notice it, but a lot of older adults stop using the natural heel-to-toe motion. Instead, they start placing the whole foot down flat, or even landing on their toes. And while that might feel safer or easier, it actually increases the chances of tripping. Here's how walking is supposed to happen. Your heel should touch the ground first. Then your foot rolls forward to the ball and finally pushes off with your toe. That heel-to-toe sequence isn't just for looks. It's there to help you absorb shock, stay aligned, and keep your movement smooth and balanced. But with age, things like stiff joints, weak ankles, or fear of falling can cause people to avoid that heel-first motion. They shuffle instead. It might seem like a small change, but shuffling can throw off your balance. It shortens your stride, makes your muscles less active, and increases your chances of tripping over rugs, thresholds, or uneven ground. What's worse, you might not even know you're doing it. Here's what you can do. Take a few minutes each day to walk slowly across a safe space in your home. Focus on feeling your heel touch the ground first. Don't try to overdo it or take big steps. Just let it happen naturally. Some people like to walk barefoot across a towel. It gives your feet a soft surface where you can really feel the movement from heel to toe. That feedback helps retrain your muscles and nervous system. At first, it might feel strange. That's okay. Your body knew how to walk this way for decades. It's just been on autopilot for a while. A little reminder is all it takes. And once you bring that heel-to-toe pattern back into your steps, you'll feel more grounded and less likely to trip over things. It's a small adjustment, but one that can make a big difference. Step 4. The power of small steps. Here's a habit that surprises a lot of people because it sounds almost too simple to matter. Take smaller steps. That's right. Just shortening your stride a little can make a big difference in how steady and safe you feel when you walk. A lot of us are used to walking with long strides, especially from our younger years. It feels natural, maybe even efficient. But as we age, those longer steps can actually throw off our balance without us even noticing. Here's why. When you take a big step, your front foot reaches far out ahead of your body. That causes your center of gravity to shift backward, putting extra pressure on your knees and hips. It also slows down your ability to react if something unexpected happens, like a crack in the sidewalk, a slippery floor, or a dizzy spell. In other words, big steps give you less control when it really counts. Smaller steps, on the other hand, keep your body weight centered and closer to the ground. That gives you better balance and quicker reaction time. You're also more likely to lift your feet properly, which reduces the chance of dragging or catching a toe. And if you use a cane or walker, small steps make it easier to move the device along with you without overreaching or pulling yourself off balance. Here's something you can try. Walk across the room while counting how many steps you take in 10 seconds. Then do it again with slightly smaller, quicker steps and count again. If your number goes up, that means your steps are shorter, and that's a good thing. It means you're keeping your weight underneath you instead of reaching too far out. Step 5. Core strength is balance strength. Now, this might surprise you, but your balance isn't just about your legs or your feet. It actually starts right at your center. That's right. Your core muscles, the ones in your stomach, lower back, and hips, are what help keep you steady as you move. And if those muscles are weak, your whole body has to work harder to keep you upright. That's when your posture starts to slump, your steps feel shaky, and you start relying on walls or furniture just to feel stable. The good news, you don't need to hit the gym or do crunches to strengthen your core. In fact, The best exercises for older adults are small, gentle movements you can do right in your home. Let's be honest, most folks over 70 aren't trying to get six-pack abs. You just want to walk without feeling like you're about to tip over. And for that, your core is your secret weapon. Let me tell you about Mary. She's 82 and used to love gardening. But over the past couple of years, she started falling. Once in her yard, once in the kitchen, and even once just walking from her bed to the bathroom. Her daughter got worried and brought her to see a physical therapist. And guess what? It wasn't her legs that were the problem. It was her core. Mary's muscles had weakened from years of sitting more and moving less. The therapist gave her 2 tiny exercises. Stand near a sturdy chair. Lift 1 foot an inch off the ground. Hold for 5 seconds. Then switch. And while brushing her teeth, she was told to gently pull her belly in just enough to feel it tighten. That's it. No heavy lifting, no jumping, no fancy routines. And yet, within a few weeks, Mary told me she felt glued to the floor in a good way. She said she didn't feel like the wind could blow her over anymore. That invisible strength, that's what your core gives you. You can try these same tricks today. While standing at the kitchen counter or near a stable chair, gently lift 1 foot just a little, maybe an inch or 2. Keep your posture tall and your stomach slightly engaged. Then, switch feet. Another easy option as you're walking down the hallway or waiting for your coffee. Pull your belly button in just slightly towards your spine and hold for a few seconds. Nobody will even know you're doing it, but your core muscles will. The key is consistency. A few seconds here and there, a few times a day, that's all it takes to start building that inner strength. And once your core gets stronger, your posture improves, your walking feels steadier, and your chances of stumbling go down. Step 6. Awareness of floor patterns and transition. Let's talk about something that catches many older adults by surprise. The floor. Not the obvious clutter or big obstacles, but the small changes that your brain doesn't always register in time. You'd be amazed how many falls happen not because someone tripped over something big, but because they didn't notice a little change in the ground. A rug, a glossy tile, a shadowy step. These things may seem minor, but for someone over 60, they can quietly create danger. Here's what's going on. As we age, our depth perception and reaction time slow down just a little. That's totally normal, but it means your brain takes a bit longer to adjust when you go from a bright room to a dim hallway or from soft carpet to a slippery kitchen floor. Your feet are stepping, but your brain hasn't quite caught up. And in that tiny delay, your balance can falter. I remember talking to Alan, a 78-year-old man from Indiana. He's sharp, active, and generally pretty cautious. But one day, he nearly fell in his kitchen. Why? The floor had just been cleaned, and though it looked fine, the surface was slick. He told me he didn't even think twice about it until his foot started to slide. After that scare, he started a new habit. Every time he walked into a new room, he'd quietly say what kind of floor he was stepping onto. Tile? Carpet? Wood? It sounds silly, but he swears it changed everything. That simple moment of focus gave his body time to prepare, and he hasn't had a close call since. You can do the same. When you're walking through your house or even a store, clinic, or office, start labeling floor changes in your mind. If you're stepping onto a rug, say rug. If you're going down a step, say step down. That little reminder keeps you present and helps your body respond better. Also, be cautious of glossy floors. They might look shiny and clean, but reflections and lighting can play tricks on your eyes. The surface may appear flat, but your depth perception might get confused. And if you wear bifocals, take extra care when stepping down from curbs or stairs. That lens shift can distort how you see the floor. Another tip, always give yourself an extra second before moving forward when the lighting changes, like walking out of the sun into a shady hallway or entering a room with dim lights. Just pause. Let your eyes and brain catch up before you take that next step. Here's the truth no one says out loud. One of the hardest parts of growing older isn't the physical stuff. It's the fear that sneaks in with it. The fear of falling. The fear of getting hurt. The fear that one wrong step could take away your freedom. And let me tell you, that fear is heavy. It can keep you from doing things you used to enjoy. It can make even the smallest walk feel like a risk. But here's what I want you to know. You have more control than you think. The 6 habits we talked about today: head position, arm rhythm, heel-toe twist steps, smaller strides, core strength, and floor awareness. These aren't tricks or temporary fixes. They're simple, proven ways to help your body move the way it was always meant to. And you can start practicing them today, not next month, not after buying something. Just right now with the body you already have and the space you're standing in now. I'd love to hear from you. Was there a tip in this video that surprised you? Or maybe one that you're going to try tomorrow? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. I read them and they really mean a lot. Your words help others feel less alone in this journey. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. You never know who might need these small reminders. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself and take those steps with strength, with purpose, and with the confidence that you're not done walking forward. You're just getting started.